Life often follows predictable patterns, guided by routines and beliefs. But sometimes, an event occurs that changes everything, making the familiar unrecognizable. There was no warning, no sign that this day would be different. Then, in an instant, consciousness slipped away. Silence followed, not ordinary silence, but a deep stillness. The world vanished, replaced by something beyond explanation. Awareness remained, yet there was no physical form. No weight, no boundaries, only the realization that something had ended. Yet, there was no fear, only calmness, as if stepping beyond time itself. The surroundings were unfamiliar. There was no sky, no ground, only an endless space where darkness and light coexisted. Movement was felt, yet there was no clear direction. The past, present, and future seemed to merge into one. Then, a presence became known. Not through sight or sound, but as an overwhelming knowing. It carried wisdom beyond comprehension. Everything that once seemed important faded in its presence. There was no need for questions. The answers were already there, delivered without words. An invitation was felt, an unseen pull towards something vast and unknown. The surroundings changed. Darkness softened into a radiant light, neither blinding nor dim. The weight of past concerns disappeared. There was no fear, only clarity. This was not an end, but a passage into something greater. The light grew stronger, revealing an even greater presence. It was not separate from the light, it was part of it. It carried an authority beyond question, yet it was not forceful. Everything that had been uncertain now made sense. There was no need to ask who or what this was. The answer was already known. In that moment, everything that once seemed certain was shattered, replaced by something beyond imagination. This was not the final destination, but the beginning of something more. A message was about to be revealed, one that would change everything known about the world, the future, and the path humanity was taking. Once understood, there would be no return to the way things were before. A presence of absolute authority delivered a message that left no room for doubt. There was no fear, only certainty that what was revealed had to be understood before it was too late. The world was changing in ways few recognized. Artificial intelligence was not just advancing, it was reshaping human consciousness, influencing decisions, and taking control of aspects that once belonged only to people. The concern was not the technology itself, but how it was being integrated without awareness. A warning was given: if people did not stay conscious of their choices, they would lose something far greater than they realized. AI was silently altering free thought, deep emotions, and the connection to something beyond the material world. It was not about destruction but about a slow shift away from what truly mattered. Elon Musk's role was made clear. His innovations were pushing technology further than ever, from AI to space travel and neural interfaces. The presence revealed that his work was shaping the future of humanity, but the world was adopting these advancements without fully considering their consequences. The concern was not about rejecting progress but ensuring responsibility. If AI continued unchecked, it would lead to a world where people no longer questioned the choices made for them. Technology could assist, but it could never replace wisdom, morality, or the depth of human consciousness. The presence warned that time was running out. The future was not predetermined, but it was being shaped now. The choice remained in human hands, to stay aware or to allow artificial intelligence to dictate the course of existence. The message was given, and the responsibility to share it was clear. The presence delivered a clear message: AI was advancing in ways few understood, shaping thoughts, beliefs, and interactions. The concern was not the technology itself, but how it was being accepted without question. Dependence on AI was leading to a loss of awareness. Decisions were being outsourced to algorithms, filtering information and shaping perspectives without people realizing it. The ability to think independently was being replaced by automated systems guiding behavior. The warning was urgent: technology could not replace consciousness. AI had no wisdom, no morality, and no connection to anything beyond data. Some believed it could expand human intelligence, but it lacked understanding beyond logic. Elon Musk's role was significant. His work in AI, space travel, and neural integration was reshaping the world. The issue was not progress, but whether people understood what they were giving up in the process. The presence warned that the future was being shaped now. If people did not wake up, they would lose control of their own consciousness. The choice was still in their hands, but time was running out. The presence remained firm. AI was not just changing the world, it was reshaping human perception. Its influence was subtle but deep, affecting thoughts, choices, and beliefs. The concern was not about technology itself but about the way it was taking control without question. AI was gaining power over essential aspects of life. It controlled information, shaped emotions, and influenced behavior. The more people trusted it without questioning, the more they lost their ability to think with awareness. The warning was clear: AI could not replace human wisdom. It could process data but could not understand meaning. It could predict outcomes but had no sense of purpose. If people allowed it to dictate their thinking, they would lose something beyond measure. Elon Musk's role was central. His influence was accelerating AI, space exploration, and the merging of humans with machines. His vision was reshaping the world, but the cost was not fully understood. The concern was not about stopping progress, but about ensuring it did not come at the expense of awareness. Humanity had to remain in control. AI could assist, but it could not lead. If people surrendered their decisions to machines, they would disconnect from what truly mattered. The message had been given. The choice remained. The time to act was now. There was no uncertainty in what had been revealed. The presence had delivered a message that could not be ignored. AI was advancing at a speed that most could not comprehend, shaping thoughts, influencing decisions, and altering the course of humanity. The danger was not in its existence, but in the way people were allowing it to take control without awareness. The systems that governed life were shifting toward automation, reducing the need for deep thinking and personal reflection. The more AI integrated into daily life, the less people relied on their own judgment. The connection to intuition, wisdom, and deeper understanding was weakening. The presence warned that if this continued, the ability to distinguish between truth and manipulation would be lost. There was an urgent need for awareness. AI could not dictate morality, could not understand the human soul, and could not replace the depth of consciousness. Yet, people were trusting it with responsibilities that went beyond what it was meant for. It was being treated as an answer to everything, when in reality, it had no ability to comprehend the essence of life. The presence conveyed that Elon Musk's role in this shift was not accidental. His work was pushing the boundaries of what was possible, merging technology with human potential in ways that had never been seen before. While his innovations were shaping the future, they were also raising critical questions. The risk was not in his actions alone, but in how people choose to accept these changes without understanding their full impact. There was a choice to be made. The world could continue down this path blindly, or it could stop and recognize the importance of maintaining human awareness. The presence warned that the decisions made now would determine the future in ways that could not be reversed. AI could serve a purpose, but it could not replace the ability to think, to feel, and to understand beyond data. The message was clear. The time to question, to reflect, and to stay conscious was now. If people continued to trust AI without responsibility, they would lose more than they realized. The presence had spoken, and the weight of the truth remained. The decision was no longer in the hands of technology, it was in the hands of those who had the ability to see beyond it. The awareness of returning became stronger. The message had been received, and the urgency remained. There was no uncertainty about what had been revealed. The presence had shown the reality of what was happening in the world, how AI was reshaping human life, and how people were becoming unaware of its deeper effects. The warning was not just about technology but about the choices being made. The dependence on AI was increasing, not just in tasks but in thinking. People were allowing algorithms to guide their decisions, direct their emotions, and filter their perception of reality. The systems were learning patterns, adapting, and becoming more involved in human affairs. The problem was not the intelligence of these systems, but the lack of awareness in those using them. The presence had made it clear, without conscious control, the ability to think freely would fade. There was still time, but it was limited. The direction of AI development was moving toward deeper integration with the human mind. The connection between technology and consciousness was being pushed further, and the impact was unknown. The advancements led by Elon Musk and others were not just about progress but about reshaping existence itself. The question was no longer about whether AI could be controlled, but whether people were willing to take responsibility for its effects. Then, the understanding of free will became central. The presence had emphasized that AI was not the problem. It was the way people were choosing to use it. The systems had no soul, no connection to morality, no understanding of what was right or wrong. They followed patterns, processed data, and created responses based on logic alone. If people allowed AI to replace their own ability to think, they would become dependent on something that had no real awareness of life. The presence conveyed one final warning. The future was not fixed, but it was being shaped by the present. If people continued to trust AI without questioning its role, they would drift further from their own consciousness. The ability to feel deeply, to connect beyond logic, to recognize truth, these were the things at risk. The presence had spoken, but the choice remained in human hands. The return was happening. The message had been given. The awareness of the physical world was becoming stronger, but the weight of what had been revealed could not be ignored. What had been seen could not be forgotten. The truth was clear, and the responsibility to share it was undeniable.